Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. Tonight we're going to be talking about blind auditions. There is a ton to talk about, so you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. Feeling sensual tonight. We had someone sing this song, so we had to play it for our opening. I'm your host. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. And my panel tonight, where can they find you?
Hello, I'm the beautiful Chris Howard. Just joking. I'm surrounded by beauty. But I'm Chris Howard. Reach out to me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram.
Hey guys, thanks for joining. My name is Brooke Lacey, and you can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
So there were a ton of episodes over the course of the last week.
How many? There were like 20 or something?
We almost feel like it's too much to watch. We were talking about that a little bit. We had episode 1 and 2, which we talked about last time. Then we had 3, 4, 5. Like there was like so many. So literally since last Monday, there have been like 6 episodes of The Voice.
But this is like came out of the blue, didn't it?
It did. I think you made a good comment about how maybe like last time towards the end it felt too jammed. So maybe they're kind of trying to put a bunch of the blind auditions together towards the beginning maybe now. I don't know what they're doing with it. What do you think?
To relieve some pressure from the end. Yeah, because it was like really jammed up.
Yeah, like look at all these notes. Like I don't want to bore you guys with all this.
So much.
Tons to talk about. Did it. Yeah.
Tons to talk about. So I think we'll start with episode 4, which was last night. The first artist that really captured me was Micah. She's the vet from Illinois, 24 years old, and she sang "I'm Every Woman." I thought she was great. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought she was beautiful. I was impressed because she comes from an a cappella background.
Right.
And I know she was saying that she was leery because she was like, oh, I don't know how to work with the band, yada, yada. But if you can sing in an a cappella group, like, props to you, you don't need a band. So I thought she was great. I think she had a really nice,
Did that affect the performance at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I feel like if you can keep in your own time without any beat behind you,
you should be just fine.
Yeah.
She ended up going with Blake, I believe, as her coach, which I think is a good match. Blake has a really good team this season, I feel like.
Doesn't he always?
He always does. You're right.
He's so greedy.
Good point.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now because I'm going to be honest. I got lost between all the episodes.
There's a lot of episodes, and there's a lot of people to keep track of. The next one was Troy, who was one of our first 4 chair turns we've seen in a while. He's a 32-year-old from Vermont/New York. His dad was the one who had cancer, and he sang Cat Stevens' song "Wild Ride." And I believe he chose Gwen, and Gwen really is the 4 chair turn queen this season, which is surprising.
Yeah. What is your honest opinion of him?
I found that he was good, but I've been a bit underwhelmed by the 4 chair turns in general this season. Usually they blow me away. And
it's been kind of weird, huh?
Or maybe just they're getting buried in the mix a little bit, but I don't know. I just feel like this was deserving to go through, but do I think it deserved a 4 chair? I don't know.
Well, that's so. Little moment of truth. I binge watched episode 3 and 4. And there's so many. Like I feel like I'm having to make up for like lost time. And so he was good, but I was bored. Like I found myself on my phone or like elsewhere. I even wrote like a little frowny face, like boring. I mean, he's talented. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I feel but I didn't think, like you're saying, I didn't think it was worthy of a 4 chair.
Yeah, those are supposed to be the best.
Certainly not like if he is going to get all 4 chairs, don't sing his praises like he's going to win. I mean, he might win the thing. I don't know, but
right.
You know, I wonder how these are being edited. Are they running a full show? Are we getting to see samples of various shows that happened at this point?
The way that it happens is the coaches are there for like a couple full days, and you could tell by their outfits. They're still in the same outfits they were in, and so they kind of like have like these like 12-hour days where they bring everyone in and out. And so like I don't know if we're seeing that. We're definitely not seeing them in the order of which they happen. You know, we're seeing like they're strategically putting, someone in the beginning, someone in the end, like some people in the middle. Like I think that we're not seeing, and it does seem a little bit.
That could be the reason why we see some of those where it's like. Because if they, in the beginning, what I got the sense of last season was in the beginning, they would turn the chairs easier. And the season before, too. Chairs would turn easier in the beginning than later on because they
had less people on their team. Yeah, and I think I think they will allude to that maybe next week when like there are less spaces available on their team. I think that they will start to allude to that, and they will strategically edit those in. Right. But maybe some of these were early ones that now they've edited here and we didn't know. Yeah. That's definitely a possibility that he was towards the beginning and we just didn't know that.
Right.
The next one that really stood out to me from this episode was Jack Cassadee, whose grandma is Shirley Jones from the Partridge Family.
Oh, but Jack Cassadee is your grandma is Shirley Jones, but do you know who that is?
Yeah, Sean Cassadee.
Sean Cassadee, David Cassadee.
Yeah, part of the Cassadee family.
Cassadee.
Yeah, so big music family, obviously. Yeah. He's really cute. He's saying "One of Us," and it was, really nice to see someone who comes from that big family want to do a show like this where they had no identity almost. Like, I feel like sometimes, heirs of big stars come down and just become famous because of their relatives, whereas he went on a show where they purposely wouldn't see him or know his name. They had to only base it upon his talent, which both Adam and Alicia thought he had the talent.
Yeah, I loved him. This is where I wish it would have been interesting if Miley was still a judge, because
she has
I feel like she could relate to that kind of. Although she's extremely talented,
she does have that life experience.
She has that life experience, and I feel like as an artist, they probably do feel a little bit like, even though some people are like, oh, they got it handed to them, I feel like by all means, then they've had to work 5 times harder to live up to this comparison.
They got their own set of problems as well. It's just different problems.
But I think comes from considering his family background. I feel like he comes from humble roots. He's a worship leader, and they were showing photos that he goes out and does mission work in Uganda and things. So
you just said that.
Yeah. He seems like a great guy and
definitely talented.
Definitely talented, and it was really. He's the first person I've seen in ages that just came out with just the piano.
So now, was Shirley Jones his mother or grandmother?
Grandma.
Okay, yeah, because she was originally married to Jack Cassadee. So he must have been named after his grandfather. And if I'm not mistaken, Jack Cassadee died in bed. He caught it on fire. And
oh wow, no, I didn't know that.
I think he was smoking in bed and he died in a fire.
Oh my, that's so scary.
If I remember correctly, but such a talented family.
Google it.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty certain about that. But I'll look.
Anyway, he chose Alicia as his coach, which I think will be great. I think they're a really good pair, and I think that she's really, really good with that raw talent, which he has. Yeah. And I think she's gonna bring out some good stuff in him. I'm excited to see what he does. And the next one, I don't want to ruin his name. K1 DeBose.
Yeah.
He's saying "Let's Get It On," which is what we opened with. He's 30 years old from Miami, and I think he is going far in this competition for sure. I mean, he was compared to Prince, which I think is a little dramatic.
Yeah.
But I do think it's worth. If anyone was going to be compared to him so far, he is worthy. He was. Adam, Blake, and Gwen all turned around for him. So.
Adam sounded pretty legit when he said that, though. He didn't. He was it was a genuine.
He said no one can do those specific high falsettos like you, except.
But
for
it made you think of the time that there was someplace else where.
Oh, okay. So not to jump around, but I was genuinely pissed off about this. So this was in episode 3. We're gonna go backtrack it. It was Julian Martinez from Oxnard, California.
And right around the corner, basically.
Yeah. Let me make sure that was the right one. I wrote in my notes before any of the judges said anything that I thought he obviously he sang Stevie Ray Vaughan. He had
it worked. It wasn't
real
remarkable.
It was rich, gravelly. I didn't expect it coming from him necessarily, but I wasn't wowed, and there were some wobbly moments.
And they weren't wowed either.
And I also thought that his dance moves on stage were so awkward. You could tell he was trying to get into it, and I was like, please stop, please. Not that I have the best dance moves either, I'm sure, but but Blake said that his scream
was the best in rock, he said.
Better than David Lee Roth.
I think he said.
I repeat, better than. I was genuinely, because I'm a diehard 80s fan. I always feel like I was born in the wrong generation. I want that big 80s hair, get to wear leather all the time.
Yeah, looking at your hair.
Nice.
But don't compare somebody to a legend that.
Or you can compare, but don't say they're better.
Don't say they're better.
But it was insincere when it came out, I think, is the thing. And that's one thing I'm noticing this season. I mean, I love the judges. I got a man crush on
coaches.
The coaches. You are right.
They're not judging.
I've got a man crush on Adam Levine.
We're just judging.
Yeah, we're judging. Now we're judging you. But I think there's a little air of. I think the coaches are a little bit more into themselves this season than I've seen in other seasons. They're so into their story that I think it creates a little disingenuous disconnect from the participants.
Being into each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, on this one, Gwen and Blake both did turn. Yeah. Do you want to just touch on that?
Yeah.
Does this say does this face show you my genuine
It's a bit much, yeah.
They can't turn without each other.
They cannot turn.
Right.
Since I binge watched, I got to see it all back to back, and I realized Gwen cannot turn without Blake turning, or vice versa.
And they always look
they
to
look at each other like, "Are you ready to turn together, sweetie?" And it just like, I'm all about a cute couple,
Right.
but have your own
opinions,
and maybe they both just coincidentally like the same people.
It
but
seems like they wouldn't, but they have very different styles.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And so to me,
playing it up too much.
It's getting a bit irky, but
I mean, that could be the way they are naturally, but it's still played it out.
Yeah. While we were talking about season 3, do you want to talk a bit about the 13-year-old? This is the youngest competitor in the competition, and probably, I think, ever on The Voice. He's on Alicia's team, which is huge for her.
Yeah, amazing. So his name is Quiz S. I didn't catch the full end of the last name. He was originally from Arkansas, but he lives in Los Angeles now, and his parents quit their job up and changed careers to come out to Los Angeles with him to help him with like auditions and working, and he, which I think is such a huge sacrifice.
It can be big, yeah.
You know who did that was Darby's family.
Really?
Darby Ann Walker from last season. She actually came in, and her whole family moved out to LA for her to like fulfill her dreams.
I love that.
I filmed a student film this last week, and there was a little girl who had been brought down by her dad to star in this film, and it's just like
crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes you think of these Hollywood parents that we hear about them leeching off the kids, but I didn't get that impression at all with this little girl. It was more like he was really supporting her in the dream, and I think that we get a lot of that, where people are being really supportive. It's like, what a cool dad to drive. The same thing with Danny's mom was really, or not Danny. Darby's mom was really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure Danny's mom was really cool.
And Danny's mom was really
cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danny's mom.
Hey, Danny's mom.
So, no, and speaking of his parents, I feel like he was brought up so well because he's so respectful, and like I wrote that he was so humble. Like he was saying like yes ma'am, no ma'am to the judges, which show that he's still so young and he's still so in awe of this whole experience. But
now he had done the Michael Jackson show too. He was he had toured the country or
so
something.
it's not his first
rodeo.
He was
playing Michael Jackson.
He was little Michael Jackson, and like from the clips that they were showing, I mean, he sounds
they were doing the Jackson
amazing.
5
and then he sang Who's Loving You, and killed it. The only thing I always find like something to nitpick, but I said it was a little nasally, but I mean he's 13, so obviously he's still growing into his voice.
That will happen, yeah.
Naturally, and also I like all of his for that age, all the runs that he did. I mean, like I think we were talking about it. That's not something. Yeah, you can hone it and you can be trained and get better, but that is just like to
have it that young.
That is just a talent that you were born with, and he is phenomenal. And go Quiz.
Yeah, no, I thought I was a little shaky in the performance. I was surprised because he had done all the Michael Jackson's touring and stuff. But I mean, they lowered the age this year for the first time.
They did, and I think he'll go far for that reason.
Yeah.
Because he's the youngest ever. I think that will like win over votes, and they'll like want to see what he can do and how much he can grow.
Yeah, and we saw last season with it was Way. Way was how old?
6.
Like 15, 16.
No, yeah, she's a little older, like maybe 18, I think.
But they had some really young performers
they had young
last
performers.
season. Yeah.
Darby was young.
Darby was very young. Yeah. But 13 years old, man. That's
baby. Anyway, back to episode 4. Sorry to jump around. Yeah. Someone that I have to talk about is Taylor Alexander, a 25-year-old from Georgia, who sang "Believe" by Cher with a country twang. And I respect Adam a lot for turning for him. Adam was the only one, and he thus is on Team Adam, and I think it's always great when there's a country artist on Adam's team because they can usually go far, similar to how Paxton was on Gwen's team or Blake's team rather than Pharrell's, which then let him go farther because
it's like an unusual choice.
Yeah, you sometimes like aren't competing against everyone just like you. But I think that Adam turned just because he's like, have you ever heard someone cover this like that? It was so original.
It was a bold choice.
I know we all did that. We were like, wait a minute, is this Cher?
It took Alicia a minute to realize what song it was even.
And how cute is he in his little cowboy hat and like his dimples?
Totally.
He was like a little breath of fresh air. I liked him.
That was
he was a good time.
That was cool. Yeah.
So now on to episode 5.
It is kind of like
there's so many. We're doing
place,
3,
though,
4,
right?
5. First one I want to talk about is Malik. Devage. He sang the national anthem for the Wizards. He kind of bounced around musically. He works in a clothing store, and he has the most adorable baby girl. I think she's like 4 years old. She was so
precious.
Cute. He sang "Sure Thing" by Miguel, and I know you really liked him. What do you think?
I thought he was just like the sexiest thing.
Wow.
Not like I'm not
we have a crush?
No, we don't have a. I'm not saying like just his voice, because a lot of times what I like to do is even though obviously we see them and we get their backstory before, I like to like close my. It sounds so cheesy, but
no, I do too. Just to get the coach's experience,
to just kind of feel like to listen just with the vocal quality, not to see what they're doing with their dance moves, yada yada. And I just thought his voice was so smooth. It was just like butter on bread, and I love me some cheese and bread and butter. So there we go. Thanks
he's on
Wow.
He's on Adam's team, I believe, which I think is a good fit. I think Adam was the only one actually that turned for him.
Yeah. Which
Adam's
I was
been doing that a lot lately. He's been kind of just putting himself out there. And
I think he needs to, because everybody's getting snapped up by the other
Yeah,
people.
which I don't understand, because Adam is my personal
he's my
favorite.
personal
if I had all four, I would choose Adam, I think.
Me too.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Who
But
would
who
you
would
all
you choose? I would choose Adam in a second. And it's weird because with Gwen and Blake tag teaming, and then you got Alicia, who's kind of in a league of her own.
Maybe I would choose Alicia.
I would be between Alicia and Adam.
As would I.
I mean,
depending on, I'll let them pitch to me.
Yeah.
give me an offer I can't resist. But he was so sweet and emotional, and like was crying, and
yeah, he was. I mean, Alicia did say, like a man that's in touch with his emotions is going to create really amazing music.
Yeah, because I feel like as an artist you have to be able to wear your emotions
And
on your sleeve.
we've seen that season after season and show after show where that consistent feedback comes through, that they really want to believe the performance. They want the emotion to come through, just like in acting. They want emotion.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
sells
Raw,
the song.
real stuff, yeah.
Raw, real.
Well, and right before him, just because I was a fan, he started out the episode was Johnny Gates, and 31 from Rhode Island, he lives in LA now, and he toured with Rod Stewart, which I was like, what do you need the voice for? Like you've already been touring around.
It's another,
Yeah, but he did sing a Rod Stewart song. He sang Maggie May, and he got turns from Gwen, Blake, and Alicia, and I thought he was great. I mean,
He chose Gwen, I think.
yeah, he chose Gwen. I don't know if we have any like musical theater fans out here. I'm kind of a nerd. Whoop whoop. But I wrote down. I thought I could totally see him being Drew in Rock of Ages.
Oh yeah, we said that.
Like when he performs, he just gives me a very musical theater boy vibe. Like I could
Drew's
see him.
a tough role. Drew's got some serious songs.
Yeah, so that's what came to mind for me. He's like rocking like the long hair, leather jacket, very rocker boy, but great voice.
I liked his performance.
Yeah, he was great. Next up, we had the 16-year-old girl, Lauren Judd from Utah. She sang "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," like a very interesting, unique, kind of airy rendition of this. And Gwen, Alicia, and Blake, classic Gwen and Blake, turned for her. What did y'all think?
Y'all.
Oh, I'm
You're
wearing
speaking her
off
language
on
now.
you. My Texan is getting the best of everyone.
Yeah, next thing you know, Danny's going to be gone.
Gonna be yawling all over.
Yeah, and it's going to just be y'all.
We'll get our cowboy hats in next week.
Okay.
I liked Lauren. Out of a sea of performers from the night, she wasn't one that I was just like, wow. But I did like her. She had a unique voice. I mean, whenever I was watching her performance, I said the same thing, like unique, kind of airy, breathy tone. Really good, and she was young as well. Yeah, 16.
That breathy can be, sometimes it can really work, and sometimes it could just be too much.
Yeah, I don't think it worked for. I remember you
Not
were
a whole
like,
lot of support.
Yeah, you were like, it's a little breathy.
And then there was the singer that came on later in the episode, or did we watch them backwards?
We watched the
Okay,
backwards.
who knows
We
when
watched
it was,
all
but she had a
together.
lot of support. You could hear the power in her voice underneath it, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So it was a little bit too breathy for me.
Yeah, good. Just not a standout
she
for me.
chose
but
Alicia. So I'm excited to see what Alicia does with a young female singer like that. It'll be fun to see.
Yeah, if anyone can like get her,
Yeah.
you know,
I think it's
strength
Alicia.
in
For
their
sure.
things, for sure.
Next up was Paul Adrian, 29-year-old from Texas. He's the bellman at the Four Seasons and had the really tragic story about his father passing away in Iraq. And he sang "I've Got a Woman" by Ray Charles, and I really liked it. It was a fun song, but he didn't get any chair turns. What do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I mean,
I wanted someone to turn, but maybe more for the story than for the performance.
I absolutely thought I felt for him. You know, he's young. He's from Texas. But and like you said, there's been so many performers where I'm like, oh, they probably could have gotten a chair turn if they had a better song choice. I loved his song choice, but I just didn't. Something was missing.
They
from
said
me.
he was dancing too much, so he was like losing breath. And
Yeah, oh, that was.
They
But
said
for me,
that, but I didn't get that either.
but
Like
for me, let's say they all turned around, like, and it wasn't just about the voice, but it was about the whole performance. Because let's be honest, like as a performer, it should be about more than just the voice. You should be able to dance. You should have that breath support and be able to dance around. It's not like
you were saying that
he wasn't like moonwalking or anything. I mean, if Michael Jackson could do it, like everybody should be able to do it.
Yeah, no, in my opinion, he was. I just didn't think it was a remarkable. There was nothing that made it stand out. He did a really good rendition of that song, but there was just nothing that caused you to go, "Oh my God!"
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't make it through, but maybe he'll come back. Next up was the 16-year-old that we just spoke about, Caroline Scott, the 16-year-old who kind of had that very Broadway look. She's from California.
Yeah.
She kind of just gave me the whole Broadway feel with like her hand movements and then her whole outfit.
yeah.
And
She was very
hair.
theatrical.
Yeah, she was very theatrical. She sang "Will You Love Me Tomorrow?" and Gwen and Blake turned for her, and she chose Gwen. Did you like her as a musical theater kind of person? Did you get that vibe from her, or was that just me?
Yeah, no, I definitely got the vibe with like the.
I felt like she reminded me a little bit of Leah Michele or something. Kind of gave me that like,
Right.
Yeah.
I want to perform and like.
Yeah, and
And that's why Gwen's a good
sometimes-
choice for her, though.
sometimes I
To
think
break her from that.
you don't want to be put in that mold. Like,
Right.
if you are a musical theater artist, like, or an artist for any matter, I feel like you should be able to like leave the stage performance for like, you know, for a Broadway stage, and then be able to switch into pop.
Know
and
what
like
venue
you should,
you're in or what context
Yeah,
of what your
and,
audience is.
Nobody, no matter even if you're like watching a Broadway show, wants to see hands like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's very like, I don't know.
You don't wanna see
jazz
that?
hands. I mean, I personally don't, but no, she was really talented. Don't get me wrong. I thought she was really good, beautiful. You know, cool tone. She came from. Yeah, she was the one
The family had
from the family band.
Yeah, they had a family band when they were
so
young.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's like Shirley Jones in the Cassadees.
Yeah. So I think that's sweet and clearly has talent. So
Right.
you know.
Yeah, she was really good. I think I'm excited to see what Gwen will do with her. I like when Gwen said she wanted a young female singer before in this episode.
And she
so.
seemed very mature for me for her age.
She did. She
like-
seemed older than 16. The two 16-year-olds tonight, she seemed like 20, and the other one seemed
That's
like
what
14.
I was gonna say. Is like if I didn't have it written down that she was 16, I wouldn't have thought.
I wouldn't have known that.
You know,
Which is a good thing, I think, for her in terms of
Yeah,
like branding
absolutely.
and her vocal maturity was there too. She sounded older
Totally.
than she is,
yeah.
which was neat.
Totally.
I think that's what's so great is that they're opening this age range to younger because that's like
It
if
makes
they can
sense that they are. I don't know why they didn't before, because if you think about it, Grace Vanderwaal won America's Got Talent at 12 years old. And like she could have, someone like her who has such a strong voice could have gone on The Voice, but she
And
couldn't.
it's such a novelty when you see a young child, I would say.
13-year-old,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's so
totally.
incredible that it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
there's something that entices you to watch.
because if
so
they
it
could get
draws
that
you in.
training now at that young of an
Yeah,
age,
Think about how
exactly.
good they're gonna
imagine,
be. Yeah,
But,
totally.
but I think Gwen is the perfect coach for this girl because she's Gwen, and that's the value that Gwen brings to the show. And I told you this earlier. I feel like Gwen's kind of self-deprecating a little bit,
Yeah, a
where
little bit.
she's like, well, I don't know, I don't want
I
to
think it's
fight
because
for
she
it.
still kind
I
of
don't
feels like a
wanna-"
newbie and she hasn't
where
won
she fits
before.
in,
Yeah.
and it's not showing the confidence of going after them, which I think she needs to step into
The
a little bit more
tenacity there, yeah.
Gwen's awesome. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, she
listen
always
to the
has to-
songs are
Best of the
amazing.
best.
worry about Blake coming in and stealing them because
Right.
she can't turn around without him.
But it's kind of a weak role that she's playing right now, and I think that she needs to step into almost her stage persona, because when she's on stage, she rocks it. You
True,
know,
true.
she's
Yeah.
got great range, she's got attitude. I'd love to see more of that out of her.
Yeah, as would I. Last one from tonight's episode was Josh Hoyer, the 41-year-old from Lincoln, Nebraska. He has the 2 daughters, and, you know, it's very tough for him to pay all the bills with being a musician. He sang One Girl, I think, by Shy Lights. And Gwen and Blake turned for him. Surprise, same as the one before. Yeah, there definitely is a pattern here. We cannot deny that. We literally, tonight it was Gwen and Blake, Gwen and Blake, Gwen, Blake, and Alicia, Gwen, Blake, and Alicia. Like,
Yep.
I wonder if Gwen was a country fan before Blake, or
well,
if
now she like, has a
just-
country song with him and everything.
Right.
but-
I know.
Is it good? I haven't heard it.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you guys ever
okay.
stop and think like, how's Miranda feeling about it?
Miranda's engaged, I think.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh my, I care.
I'm such a
but
like hopeless romantic.
I'm pretty sure Miranda's with
Didn't she
someone.
cheat on him or something?
No,
Wasn't
God.
that the? Oh,
We
okay.
don't
No.
know
Just
that. We
rumors?
don't know
All right.
them.
All
This
right.
is no tabloid.
Oh, Danny.
Get out, Chris.
Get over yourself.
Anyway, Josh Hoyer, what do we think?
Yeah, I thought he had like a cool, funky vibe, definitely soulful.
I didn't know if it was the way to end the night. We both kind of were like, wait, is it over now?
Yeah.
Usually they end on like the big one, you know, like something really strong for the end of the week, because like, you know,
last
Tuesday
week was like the Alicia Keys.
Right. Yeah.
Felicia Keys.
Felicia Keys.
Yeah, like I feel like they usually end on someone that's like really memorable, and I didn't feel like maybe he was like
damp.
felt like kind of like in the middle of the mix somewhere.
Yeah, good, but wasn't he? I always feel like they have these like, almost like types that they always go for. Like he kind of gave me a
right. What's the type
what
you're
was
gonna
it
fit
last
into?
Yeah, what
season?
category?
Sundance. Like not that they were the same necessarily style, but that kind of like.
You hope they're not saying this is going to be our Sundance of this season. This is going to be our.
Because I mean, I love
hope not.
Sundance. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
you know, it wasn't my personal pick, so
Right.
I'm just gonna.
What are you saying? You hate
Gonna bow
Sundance?
out. No, I
come
like
on, just
Sundance.
say it
Don't
the
get
way
me
you mean
wrong.
it.
I'm just saying it wasn't my personal pick.
Yeah, you want
but-
someone original and new.
Yeah.
Out of all of these that we saw over the last week, specifically these last 3 episodes we just talked about, who do you think is going really far? Like, if you had to put a couple of names down.
Oh, and I have some that we didn't talk about that one was for me.
Sorry, there's so many.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's how
I feel like I apologize if I'm a little unorganized right now, because
Right.
there is so.
No, but I feel
And
like
because you're going to Australia.
I'm going on a trip to Australia, so I won't be here next
Dani
week.
won't be
But
here
we're
next
gonna
week.
try to Skype her in.
We're gonna Skype me in.
She's
from
going to
down
call
under.
in. It'll be
Yeah,
our
it'll be
Down
fun.
Under episode.
Special visit from me down under. Anyway, back to tonight's episode. We By the way, I just have to mention your eyelashes look amazing. Really quick, I don't know if you guys can tell
I have to mention that, too.
via these cameras, but Brooke's eyelashes are insane. Where'd you get those?
I can't lie, they're not
not
my
real?
real
Oh.
eyelashes. Surprise.
They look natural though.
Well,
they really do.
Thank you. They're actually by Lisa G. And they are number 82. In case anybody out there wants to get this look.
Oh, got it.
Danny, maybe I'll come in next week.
Yeah,
Or
can I get a
totally want
pair?
that look.
But yeah, I'll get you
I
some
wanna
from
try a
Australia,
pair.
and then Chris, you know,
I'll try something.
maybe we'll switch
I would love
things
fake
up.
eyelashes.
So yeah, thank you.
You
look
can give her a
really
pair
good.
for Australia?
Yeah,
Maybe.
there we go.
I'll
She'll
wear
come
So
them.
that could be
Me
that
and
could be a
koalas.
threat. Serious threat.
No, they look amazing. I just had to
Thank
say
you.
something while I was staring into your eyes as we're talking about all these episodes of The
So
Voice.
they have a number. That's how you identify them.
Yeah, number 82. Hold on, let me make sure that I'm not like botching this when I say it.
What if I get the wrong kind of?
Yeah, you don't want to get the wrong one.
I want to
Okay,
make sure
so-
I get 82.
So,
I don't want 81.
Shout out to Lisa G. Hey, Lisa G. Lisa G Artistry. It's number 82, and they are the TF Studios Beauty Lashes.
Wow.
They're so nice. I really love
Thank
them.
you.
They
And
look
they're-
really natural for fake lashes.
That's what I was gonna say. And also, I don't know about you guys, but I can never apply my own fake eyelashes.
Totally.
But I did
Totally.
tonight, so I hope that I did it.
It
Justice,
usually
'cause they
takes
were-
me like 3 tries
No,
to
this
do
was.
it.
Dude, I'm not lying. This
One
was
try.
one try.
It looks so good.
So
It's impressive.
Yeah.
But you always
it.
look beautiful. So if they're able to accentuate it that
thank
little
you.
more,
Looks great.
hey,
Sorry to distract. Back to The Voice. Now
Yes.
that we're on it.
off the eyes to the voice.
Yeah, back to off the eyes. Who were the couple that we missed?
Yeah, so this was episode 3, so it's probably, way back.
Way back last
but-
week. Like last week they had like a
Thursday, I believe.
yeah,
it
they
was
had
then.
like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Monday,
of-
Tuesday.
I'm lost. I gotta be honest. Like, if you ask me who are the standouts, I can't even tell you that because I'm so confused. But it's not. I mean, I love the show. I love what's going on. I think they've got so many people to process.
They're like packing
that
it in.
They're like, here, watch all these. Rah!
Well, then
It's like,
that's a true test of who are your standouts, because
Right.
you'll remember
true.
it.
Oh,
okay, all right.
So I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed Brandon Royal. He's 31-year-old from the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
It was an interesting song. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's now moved to Orlando. He moved for his music, but he's changed his accent. Like now he's
Which is
Right.
crazy.
Hey,
Which is
man, he can
crazy.
say,
I
"Hey,
literally
man."
wrote in giant letters, "Please bring back your accent," because I think
It's sexy.
it's amazing.
Right.
It's
also your identity,
It's
like,
also
why
your
change who
identity.
you
Like
are,
don't
yeah.
change it. It's amazing. And he said it had been 5 years since he sang on a stage. I guess he was in a band.
Right.
And now he's a fireman and he works 24-hour shifts.
He
Like
said he was struggling with making the music work.
yeah, but I got a very
and struggling staying awake.
Yeah, can you imagine like
I can't even stay awake for like my 8-hour shift at work. So working 24 hours
no,
is
but like now
not
that
my thing.
like yeah, and how would you? It's like your lungs are like all smoky from tackling
Could
that
hear
fire.
it in his voice though.
No, not at all. But like, I got a very Jason Derulo vibe from him.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought he was really different, and for me, that's what it's all about. Is like the reason I love Adam Levine so much is because you can hear his voice. You could tell it's him. Like, I think that's a mark of a true artist. And so for him, I thought it was great. So Gwen and Blake turned around.
Surprise!
Surprise, surprise. And so I was rooting. I was like, he would do awesome with Gwen, because I got like his kind of vibe. Like, I could totally see him.
It was clear that they had edited things, because just before that they said, "What are you going to get, a ska artist?" And she talked about how she first came out, and that was the style she went with. And then this style was it's kind of, there's a
Stevie Wonder,
but it's like it's a similar kind of vibe to a Gwen type thing.
He had that like island vibe going, but like so gutsy to sing Stevie Wonder, because and even Alicia made that comment that like he
that's a tough one to cover.
It's a tough one to cover.
It's like Adele,
Beyonce,
Beyonce,
did a great job.
like when people try to cover those.
Yeah. So overall, he for whatever reason stood out to me. So I'm
big standout.
I'm looking forward
far?
to seeing. Yeah, and it wasn't that he was like overly pushed or anything. I just thought that, you know, he was really natural on stage. He could perform. Considering that he doesn't have much experience and it's been 5 years, like he seemed really comfortable on stage.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. The other guy that was a standout for me, I think, is the one that Adam picked up, that had the high vocal range. That
K1 DeBose, the one that sounded like Prince.
That stood out.
He was one of mine too. Yeah, he definitely
such control. In the
I literally
voice
wrote for sure going far.
Yeah.
And my other standout was Jack Cassadee. From episode 4.
I missed his performance, unfortunately. Was it good?
Yeah, it was good, and I feel like with someone like him, he has a lot of room for growth, but seems so humble and like welcome and open to that growth, and wants the coaching and wants to learn. And with Alicia, she's like going to be a really good match for him. I think that they're both like very mellow, humble people with serious talent.
Now is he David Cassadee's son?
I think so.
I think so.
Sean Cassidy's son. I don't know.
I think he's David. I think he's David Cassadee's
Regardless
son.
He's from the Cassidy family. His grandma's got,
But I love that he's not using that.
He doesn't even want to. They pried it out of him.
That's what I was gonna say. You could tell he wasn't gonna bring it up at all. So
the coaches were obviously prompted to like ask him more questions, so they asked him, and then he was told. But he's not the kind of person that's going to keep bringing that up throughout. It's not going to be like his only thing. He's going to like make it his own thing in his own voice and his own journey without worrying so much about his family.
No, I just think it's neat because they are such a musical family, and they've got so many hits that people love. I mean, I Think I Love You.
Yeah, of course.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another one, if I can share it. I feel like I'm just excited.
Oh, just take it all over, would you?
It was Cassie Joy, the 26-year-old. This was episode 3.
Right.
Yes, episode 3 had some solids for me. 26-year-old from Kansas that moved to Nashville. Her was the one with the husband.
She was awesome.
She was amazing. Her husband is like her roadie, like helps her
not just
with
good.
everything. She was amazing. She sang Blue by Leanne Rimes.
And she did that yodel in it that was like heart-stopping, right?
Perfect. Just an awesome tone. Perfectly on pitch when it went into these minor, switched into these minor keys. So props to you. And I thought she had amazing control. Yeah. She got a 4-chair turn. And I mean, surprise.
You saw how the coaches, how impressed they were with that vocal, just that one piece. You wonder if she can take that and translate it to other performances and stuff, because it's so unique.
That's what she said. She was like, obviously I have country roots and I sing in honky tonks, yada yada, but I don't exactly know what I would do with an album. I want to explore different genres. So I thought maybe this isn't like an inkling that she'll switch it up and go with somebody else, but she was safe and went with Blake. So
she had a great look. The dress was beautiful.
I think she'll probably go far on Blake's team anyway.
Absolutely.
Blake, she's not the kind of person that Blake is going to get rid of early on in a battle or anything. She's going to go pretty far. So. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of all we have for this week. We had a big group of people to talk about. Feeling a little overwhelmed, but we got through it all. See episodes 3, 4, and 5. Next week we'll be back to talk about 6, I believe, and 7.
Are they going to hit us with 4 more again, or?
I think it's 6 and 7 next week on Monday and Tuesday.
We can do it.
I pray that it's only 2.
Yeah. Once we get into the live shows, this Tuesday format will be great because we'll be able to, watch on Monday, and then we'll be able to see who gets eliminated, and we'll be able to talk about it. Because I think in the past we did it where we wouldn't know who was going to get eliminated until the following week. So I think
are all the blinds done not live?
The blinds and battles are not live.
Okay.
It becomes live, I think. They'll say, for the live shows. Blinds, battles, and knockouts are all not live.
Got it.
Live shows start with, I think, the top 14, 12, something like that. Huh. So it's not for quite some time. Yeah, it's a bit before we get...
Now, we're going to lose you for, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to be out for a bit, but I will be
She's
here
going
via
down
Skype.
under, so she's
I'll
going
be here
to...
via Skype, and I will be back, I promise, after. Thank you to all the people who are watching. Shout out to Cole Wells in the comments.
Yeah.
He's hitting us up. He always watches. We love you. Keep it coming.
Go Cole. I know.
We
This
love,
sounds like...
we love our fans that watch this show, and we love people that love talking about The Voice. And remember, you can make your team starting now on The Voice app.
Yeah.
I always make a team, so make
her
sure...
team did very poorly last year.
My team did very poorly last year, but yeah, you can make a team on The Voice app,
I'm not gonna lie,
which is going to be fun.
Oh, we all have to do
So
it.
yeah, we'll have to try it out.
So you download it, and then we can all like
build your team. We'll all play and
share.
talk in the comments to us. If they want to continue the conversation via social media, where can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Please, I would love to engage with you.
Not just the guys, you want the girls too, right?
Y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
Y'all. Let's count how many times Brooke says y'all in an episode.
Y'all.
So yeah, absolutely. Guys and girls, you can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H.
That's what we found out about your dinner. It sounded that way. Anyway, Chris Howard, reach out to me at Chris Howard Live on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm Dani Golub, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.